Game 2 of the Ori Doubles Randomizer Tournament. Bizarre Adventures versus Team Storytime. Grand Finals. Game 1 went to Bizarre Adventures by a grand total of 8 seconds on average. An absolutely wild Game 1. Grenade jumps early. Shenanigans with Misty. A no double jump for Team Storytime. Oh my, I am joined by Jamal for game number 2, and we are in for a series, my friend.
Absolutely. I don't know how you follow up a game like that last race. That was absolutely insane to watch. My own heart was racing. I can't imagine what was going through the runners' heads that entire time. Regardless, move on. We have to do. The rest of the match is afoot. Team Storytime now facing elimination potentially if they lose this second race. So all the stakes are up here. Everything is coming to a head one way or another. I am looking forward to what the second seed has in store.
Yeah, we were planning on starting right at the top of the hour, but looks like Muffin Stream was not prepared with the emotes. So we had to make sure that he was ready to go for that. We'll get
Gen was just too powerful.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a quick server restart just to make sure that everything's synced, and we'll be good to go. And the question that I have for you, Jamal, knowing your history in the randomizer, is where have you hidden Dash?
So Bash for the last seed ending up on the charge jump tree was pretty interesting, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like placement like that. Although I think what I have really enjoyed from myself is getting Bash ending up in Horu somewhere. I really like just the fact you put it right in that place where you start to need it. That motivation for our runners to kind of stay out, not really wanting to go up into Horu too far without Bash. But then when you start, that's when you eventually find it. And so I think, in my mind, that's where I want to see it. Let's, toss them into some gross location. Let's make them struggle. Let's see what we can do. Because ultimately, while that first race was really fun, it was also really fast. Getting that grenade jumps and dash, like 10 minutes into that race was almost, unfair for us viewers. And so I really want to see something that makes them dig.
You want suffering is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I'm
fair
here
enough.
for.
Well, what I'm looking for, regardless of the way that this plays out with skill start, is I want a game 3. That's what I want. I want Team Storytime to come back and win this, preferably as close as possible, so we can get a race that's just as hype as the first one. We do see that the relicless areas are Swamp Valley and Horu, so we are going to have to go to Forlorn once again, and this time, where was that information? Sorry, I lost it. Swamp Valley Horror. Yes, so Sorrow is it just went in my brain and out the other one. We are going to have to do Sorrows, so double jump and glide definitely going to be a little bit higher priority for these runners, or alternately a boatload of resources.
Absolutely, and also the fact that we have no horror relic is, of course, not going to preclude us from having to go in the dungeon, and is, in my opinion, all the more reason to just put a powerful skill there eventually to make them go anyways. Regardless, as our runners have gotten caught up, we're kind of questioning what our initial progression is going to be. We've gotten the Grove teleporter as our first pickup here, which can give us kind of that sea flame tree area, but not much else. We've got no keystones. We have a map stone that we still can't get to. And we have no real clear direction at this point as to what the seed's going to ask our runners to do.
Yeah, and of course, in doubles, what you like to see is some separation early, runners going in different places, trying to acquire as much information as possible in the shortest amount of time frame possible. Lion, thank you very much for working on that resync. Restreaming is impossible. We appreciate your efforts here today. So if you see streams kind of just pausing for a little bit here and there, it's because we're trying to get the timers back up. So we're going to have, it appears to be Dudu and Muffin are going to be the first ones on screen for us to be able to see where things are. And indeed, we are heading to Grove with a teleporter straight off the bat. Muffin facing the correct direction so that he can walk away, place a save anywhere, and skip the cutscene. Of course, when you have the pickup, you still have the teleporter, so you don't have to worry about missing out on that. And we're going to be getting the early Grove play, early Sea Flame Tree play. And speaking of bizarre adventures, by the way, This starts with a dirty swim relic for Glades and backdooring Sea Flame. Okay.
Yeah, we also found the swamp TP and the Horu TP on the way at the
Oh my
charge
God.
jump. Okay, well, this is certainly shaping up to be interesting already.
So we're creating a new category on speedrun.com called All Teleporters. And these runners so far are on world record base.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. All right.
So that already gives us a massive portion of the map just open. Having charge jump and those 2 teleporters. It's not quite all of right. I don't know. Actually, no. I think the lasers stop it from being all of right side necessarily. But
well, you can
there's a lot going on.
You can go around the long way through Swamp Loop and get past lasers. That's not a problem.
Yeah, for sure. This is entertaining. Is instead of doing all that though, we've got a black root play already.
Yeah. So this is textbook team story time. Is the moment you have a skill to go into black root, somebody goes into black root, and Muffin's going to be the first one going there. This little mantle from Dedu without climb or wall jump, a little bit tricky sometimes. Does get it. I believe that was second try. Does not have charge jump yet. So we'll pick up the Valley Teleporter and left side access.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay, so like literally, if they find Bash, you could technically go mode this.
Okay,
Sure.
then. Well, this is not what I expected to get into today.
All right. Well, we still need shards, I suppose, is the big thing, because we do have a Forlorn Relic that we need to go find, and we have not found Forlorn TP, which is probably like one of the only TPs that we're missing at this point. We like Sorrow TP would give us all of them. It's wild.
Yeah, we don't have that Ginsa, we don't have that Forlorn. We are, however, what we do have is a lot of lore from Team Storytime. I think it's the second cutscene we have watched from them to do both watching the cutscene here for the teleporter not being able to skip it. Muffin, I didn't quite see how, ended up watching that intro cutscene into Blackroot as well.
Yeah, so with Muffin, he used the save anywhere at Grove and didn't have an ability cell. Left for
There it
Blackroot,
is,
so.
yep.
But more importantly, they just wanted to make sure that they were delivering to their namesake and giving us the story time that we all love and expect from them. So, you know. It's not like Dedu has ever had to watch the grenade tree cutscene in a race.
No, never lost a race to that. He would never.
No. Oh my God. Okay, so Liftoff is actually not going to be checking that final health cell that we get in all skills. So he is going to be missing out on the left side axis for the time being. We'll see whether or not Sirius ends up going and picking that up. We do have one Gumon Seal Shard in Blackroot, which is now acquired by Sirius, and otherwise, looks like we're going to get some Glades cleanup from Liftoff. Wants to utilize that power skill, go digging for a little bit in the way of resources. We have 0 keystones on the top half of the screen for Liftoff and Muffin. So definitely in need of resources there. I don't know. We haven't turned in that initial map stone yet either, which is interesting.
We do not. We do have Dash now on right below the lasers, right above Gandalf from Dedu.
Okay, that's gonna be like, you know that they're gonna get that Bizarre Adventures. It's a matter of when though, because Dash is definitely the skill, if there's one skill in this game, that gives you an exponential advantage the longer that you have it over top of your opponents. And Sirius appears to be wanting to clear out a lot of Blackroot, and Liftoff is going through and doing a lot of the Glades clear. Did turn in the map stone, which I believe was just experience. And of course we had the Blackroot relic on the Dash tree as well, so that was a nice easy find. But yeah, we're going to have an early dash here for Dedu, and I anticipate Muffin is going to be heading for that as quick as possible as well. Do have a Water Vein Shard, worth noting, in Spirit Caverns. I don't believe Dedu has been there yet. No, he's going to be cleaning up the start of Glades here. Finally getting some Keystones in Spirit Caverns as well, so some of those resources starting to pick up a little bit now.
actually been surprisingly keystone starved this entire seed. I feel like this is like this Spirit Caverns play is the first time we've seen someone actually have enough keystones just to get into the door in the first place.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, well, when you start with all the teleporters in the game, that sometimes happens.
all of the pickups are going to somewhere else. Some more content is occurring.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The seed gen is like, you know what? You didn't see enough places last seed. You're gonna see all the game now. That's funny. All right, so still the dash advantage. I'm gonna keep harping on that for Dudu. Is he's cleaning up Glades, and we are going to be getting it from Sirius now. So the knowledge parity is there, as well as the skill parity as well, because Left Off and Muffin are both dashless at the moment. But I would say right now that Valley Teleporter that Muffin just picked up is probably the early key difference, as Liftoff had an opportunity to go collect it, but opted not to. Instead, decided to altar back to start.
Yeah, I think even taking that Valley Teleporter, as strong as, Charge Jump and Dash are, they're not necessarily a convenient way to get rid of that kill plane. And so I imagine, while that's going to be in the back of our runners' minds, it's going to be something that they're going to, want to do as soon as they can. I don't necessarily know that's going to be a play that we see them make immediately, just because they still need to be able to get out from that teleporter.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Reason for him to jump up there. Might be interesting to see whether or not Sirius decides to go there when he gets the opportunity to do so. Maybe thinking of charge dash redirect to do a couple checks over there. We do have charge flame, so we no longer have to spend charge dashes to break blue. That's very nice. That was at the ability cell between Grotto and Blackroot. I'm sure every runner's going to find that in relatively short order, and we're actually going to see Sirius kind of do what I expect is going to be some save scum checks here. Yep, he's setting up the save anywhere, and wants to do a couple quick checks here to see if there's anything worthwhile. Just health regen at the mapstone. Does not want that, but does want to continue on to the Grotto mini-boss, interestingly enough.
He is spending all of his ability points just to get over without having any form of wall interaction. He really wants to make this check. I presume at this point, it's not a difficult check or a long check by any means with this skill set. You can just, one or two cycle the mini-boss, but I have to wonder at this point, how is he planning on getting out of here? Does he have a backup set up? Is he just going to teleport out, hope that he just gets something that he needs? I don't know. Seems like an interesting play to me.
Yeah, he might just decide that he wants to TP somewhere. No, he's going to collect the energy and the little health there, and he's going to place a save probably, and then do I would imagine, a damage boost off the top if he can get the drop down fast enough. And he decides that he's just going to teleport back to Grotto, which is the fair play, to be sure.
Meanwhile, Muffin up on the right here, making these plays into Grotto Vault, heading down towards Rockslide. I do not believe we've seen them anyone with Liftoff trailing just behind him. As I think at this point, that's the screen to look on. That's the one making new checks, the one giving us new information. As he instead also, as I talk, just dipping out.
Mm-hmm. We do see just some cleanup here in Upper Grotto from Sirius. Liftoff is going to be checking the plants. Does get another keystone. And yep, he is going to be going for the laser drought here. Couple pushes. Very nice. First try from Liftoff.
Absolutely. At this point, I think everyone, just other than digging for that Grotto relic, we've seen a lot of people doing things that some other runner somewhere else on the other screen has already done. We're seeing some more Grove checks. We're seeing some more Blackroot cleanup. We're seeing lots of stuff in Grotto. At this point, I think it's just a question of, when are we going to find that relic? When are we going to find our next progression? And I think at that point, we have to start wondering, when are our runners going to make that play for left side, right? In the back of their minds, we know all of these people are going to be wanting to use that Valley Teleporter. They want to get out of the early game as fast as possible, and they really want to start, I'll just say, showing off at this point. So.
Ooh, a bit of a rough death there from Sirius. Got caught in the crushers. Without the wall interaction and only 3 HP, is going to go through the crushers again and lose a little bit of time, as he does want to retain that health cell that was on the experience in the crushers. I don't believe this was anything here. Oh, it was a keystone, so that's why he wanted to keep that. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to double back for that, wants to make sure he's topped up on resources. We do have a Sunstone Shard over past Raziel No. We also have another water
Ooh.
vein shard for Muffin over
He
at
can't.
the.
He's got to leave though. He
He
can't get
has
back
to.
out of these
Yep.
walls.
No wall interaction, so he's got to double back.
Kiddie pool strikes again.
But that is valuable information for Team Storytime, having that extra water vein shard. And worth noting, left off again, has not doubled back, even though he was at that Grove tree. He did not double back to pick up the Valley Teleporter at that Hellcell. So going to continue to keep an eye on that when Sirius decides to go to Grove and maybe do some digging there. Try and see where, if he goes for more resources, might find that. But he's gone all the way to the double jump tree and still has not found the Grotto Relic, which I believe now has to be towards Swamp Entry. I believe it has to be either this plant or this experience. I think they've checked everything else, other than maybe the
next, left to the teleporter, maybe.
There's plants next to the lasers that they didn't have Sea Flame for on their first pass.
That's true. Yeah.
Do that, yeah. But I think those are the only other 3 spots for them.
I guess only a limited amount of time, a limited amount of checks, only so much longer till we find out. I think he can't. Sirius, I don't know, can quite reach that with his current skill set. I think it's a little bit too high.
You can with a very
well timed,
or you can just find double jump. Yeah, sure.
That works too.
Yeah, he can just go find. That's honestly the best skill in any video game, to have a second jump. Chef's kiss.
It's just so comfy.
I love it. So a bit of a skill advantage at this point now for Storytime, at least in terms of knowledge. Left off top left of your screen is going to be looking for an energy glitch here. Having a little bit of trouble as we find a Sunstone Shard in the water, heading towards Swamp Entry. So I believe we now know the location of 2 Sunstone Shards. One's over at Black
access with the teleporter as well.
Yep. And Sirius is gonna do the same altar after this water vein shard here, undoubtedly, especially since he hasn't placed a save.
No,
he has the double jump. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he can just double jump, wall jump. Yeah, I forgot about he has double jump. We do have the Grove Relic. It's above Spider Lake. I believe that was the house cell. So Liftoff now has no reason to continue digging for Grove and finding that Valley TP. So we do still have that left side access advantage for Team Storytime. But we do have the double jump advantage for Bizarre Adventures. Now we're getting some sort of same traversal from Team Storytime, as they're going to be digging for that Grotto Relic, doing the same paths that we have seen from Bizarre Adventures. Yeah, we have seen this. Was just experience.
Yep.
And
Spirit Caverns.
Yeah, I think
double jump tree as well.
I think Liftoff here is just going to go for the refill, and then it's going to head back to the Swamp Entry, I imagine, or not. Okay, sure, prove me wrong. That's fine. Oh, we didn't do far left Grotto, did we?
Ooh,
we don't have.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, never mind.
Glide Vault also apparently.
Cool. I would have figured that we would have done Glide Vault, but we hadn't. Oh, got a rough death there. Not too much in terms of time, but yeah, losing that is a sad face emoji for sure. Yeah, Liftoff actually wasn't sure all of what he had or didn't have, so he went back to that planet to see whether or not he had double jump, and indeed he does.
Yep. Meanwhile, Muffin, it looks like at this point retracing to do steps going back towards the double jump tree.
Yo, where did do get climb? Hold on.
Yo, wait a minute.
Lower BRB map 2. All right, so Mapstones holding climb charge jump. If Bizarre Adventures gets their hands on the Sorrow teleporter, that would even up the left side access for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I mean, I've noticed as well, Dedu, I believe, looks like he's using, the old keyboard aim for charge jumps instead of the mouse aim that's present in the 4.0 patches, which also means that with that Valley teleporter, if he so chooses, there is a hyperspeed you can do to break that Valley kill plane as well. Kind of kill the bird kind of the same way you would with a grenade jump. So there's some options here.
There are some options. There is still a third Gumon shard that we need to find, or the teleporter. Yep, Liftoff is finally going to get that Valley TB. Okay, so that's off the table. That's teleporter equilibrium in a few moments here. Very low on health as Liftoff, still on that 3 HP. Bit of a concern given that we haven't found clean water yet. Or bash or stomp. So we're going to need, at the moment, I believe 7 HP to get through the swim. Charge Flame, get rid of the fish, will make things a little bit more comfortable. And there's Climb for Sirius on map number 2. He's going to communicate that to left off. And yes, it appears as though we are going to see a hyperplane skip here. A hyperspeed, maybe? Oh, no, he thought about it. He set up, he's going to do the dash glide.
Yeah.
Plane skip, and then maybe try and rocket jump up, but took a look at his resources and was like, you know what? Maybe not. Is that a third water vein shard?
Dedue's got a water vein shard as well. That's, I think combined, we've got Ginso access.
Yeah, we do.
Muffin, meanwhile, following closely in his footsteps, knows how to get that climb. It looks like he's going to be setting up for a black root play as well. Dedue, however, has now checked everything that we can without grenade and black root, so we are not going to find that relic there. And so at this point, it's a matter of coming back. I think I don't remember if we've checked dash plan or not. Or we found it on the tree. That's right. Now I'm remembering how the seed works now. Don't mind me.
Totally fine. It's almost as if commentating randomizer is sometimes hard.
We could still go down for the grenade play. You never know.
Well, yeah. There's that, but also like we still need the third Gumon Seal shard, which is why Dedue was probably doing some extra cleanup there. I don't know if Storytime knows where the third shard is. In fact, to that matter, I don't think Bizarre Advent they have two different. They have one of the same water vein shards, and then their other water vein shard is separate from what the other team has found. And yeah, actually, I called it. Liftoff just wasn't happy with his resource count, and does go for the kill plane skip into the double rocket jump up to the left side access. So we're going to see early left side here from Bizarre Adventures, and we do have the third water vein shard for Muffin.
Yeah,
so he's going to be heading into Ginso. All right. Some new checks on both sides.
Absolutely. So as we get into this point, thinking through at this point, looking at Muffin's skill set, he does not have double jump. Charge jump gets you really far into Ginso. It gets you practically all the way up if you're willing to do some shenanigans.
Oh my god, Ginso TP in the Spider Lake swim!
Oh man. Oh, that could be huge.
Okay, well, so I just want to make a callback here to game 1 where Muffin had to bail out of Misty because he didn't have the resources, and there was a number of different things he could have used for that, either health or more energy for more saves or more ability cells for save anywheres, and he had to bail out. Whereas Sirius was able to go just straight onto Misty, and then by the time the seed had progressed further, they had double jump, and so like they were totally fine for Misty, right? And we're in a similar situation here, where Bizarre Adventures has checked the Grotto laser plant first, and has had double jump for a bit. Okay, now Dedue picks it up.
And glide for Muffin and Ginso, though? Hold on a minute.
What? Okay, so this just complete. Okay, we 3/3 Gumon Seal shards for Sirius left side, but he came down through the top. So if the relic is here, he's got no reason to do bottom Ginso, which means he misses out on glide.
Oh, wait a minute.
It stopped! Okay!
Okay.
Alright, well, we have stomp cancels, so that's great. He had enough keystones to...
He's got 3.
3. Ouch, okay. Alright, so one of the runners...
Point, it'll be, I guess, if Sirius goes back, decides to go up, thinking that he's already made some of those checks, maybe he just delays it, maybe it really comes down to, maybe how they split it up. If they both end up going back to Ginso later, one goes up, one goes down. But, oh, man.
Well, alternately with double jump, if they end up getting the Sorrow TP, glide's not going to matter. So this is going to be a... Bash!
Bash was right next to it, though, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, so this is skill go mode, 100% Team Storytime at the moment. They do not need anything else. They know where double jump is. I doubt Muffin's even going to go for it at this point, because he has glide and bash.
That's the stall you need.
Like, yeah. So unless he just really wants stomp cancels, he's got no reason to go for double jump. The only way I see him getting it is by routing to the Grotto Teleporter on the way to Horo. But they have the Horo TP, don't they? I don't know. There's so
We
many
do, yeah.
TPs.
Yeah,
I'm
we
lost.
have the horror TP. We only need that one more shard on either side at this point.
Oh, and by the way, the Sorrow Relic is just sitting there,
Just
in Valley, as you do.
as the Sorrow Relic is wont to do, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and we have full shards for Gumon, for Forlorn as well for Bizarre Advent. This could swing in so many different ways for so many different reasons. I can't even predict how
There's
this
just
is
too
going to
much.
go.
It's coming down to
Yeah,
execution. It's
this
coming
is
down to the
wild.
minutia of decision making. Like at this point, like we still have story time. We still have them yet to go to left side properly.
Yeah. And Muffin, I know, likes to do at least the first couple checks in Misty first, which we haven't seen Misty at all yet. I mean, that could still be a thing.
I mean, look, the way this has been going, right? The Misty Relic is either the first two pickups or the last two pickups. There's no in between.
You know what? The Misty Relic is going to be grenade locked again, and we don't have grenade.
Absolutely, that's how the seed's gonna play out. I know what I'm rooting for.
Mm.
200 XP in the Ginzo escape, though.
Wow, that's a decent chunk of XP. Usually, the higher the XP value, the later in logic the area is, but that's not necessarily a 100% indicator of where you're at. The Ginzo logic could have like 400 experience, but we're only finding 200, so it could be like mid game, it could be late game. We're not sure. The dude does pick up Stump. It's going to be super interesting to see how Bizarre Adventures routes Ginzo at this point. Eyes on the right, though, for Muffin. Yes, it is Ginzo Escape.
I think it had to be at that point. We've seen he climbed all the way up.
He saw everything. I just wasn't sure if he missed anything on the way. But doesn't seem as though he did. So yeah, full clear of Ginzo for Muffin paying off for sure.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't know.
Oh, he does go for double jump. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know I don't remember what Water Vein shard they're missing. I don't know if they have 3 combined or if they just are lacking knowledge at this point. They have the teleporter still, but depending on what we've talked about, depending on what decisions they make with that, we've kind of got a bit of imbalance here. We still need that one Sunstone shard. We still need potentially hopefully some grenade locked relics.
Well, they went and they got the Ghost Door shard, and I know that they know where the Gumo Hideout Redirect shard is, so they've got those two. I'm not too sure what the third shard is that they're missing.
I don't recall either. Regardless, Sirius now in Forlorn, though. We do have that Forlorn relic. He's made the walk down through Valley just to walk in the front door, and is going to be clearing out along here. We do have Stomp. Nothing here that can go too horribly wrong in Forlorn. As instead, luckily, just finding it easy right along the top here. Easy relic that everyone will be able to get without too much difficulty.
Thank you for Lion. The third shard that they have not acquired for the lower access route through Ginzo is going to be in lower BRB, which probably won't matter because of the location of Bash and the relic. And I imagine Sirius is going to go up first rather than down. So they'll get that information. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Hold. Yeah, he's going straight up. He's actually going to miss it.
Yeah. Oh, this could be big. We've got strong enough skills that, you don't really need Bash, as nice as it is.
Yeah, but it's the muscle memory from just playing this game so much and particularly doing speedruns, having the Bash cancels and just being able to use that muscle memory to just, fly through particular areas of the game can certainly be helpful. But yeah, like you say, the power skills are enough for Bizarre Adventurers for sure. It's a matter of how fast that they're going to be able to pursue it. But you take a look at the skill wheel for Team Storytime, everything but wall jump. Like they're totally comfortable here.
Yeah, there's at this point, other than horror access, there is really nothing that we could be wanting, and so that Sunstone shard that we need to find, that's going to be the big one.
Yeah.
The last couple locations of relics at this point. At this point, we have a lot of area access. We have a lot of ability to check stuff. I feel like you just make those plays, you make those checks, and just hope you find what you need along the way. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much that we still need to do to actually finish the seed that I don't anticipate the access constraints being really what ends up being the limiting factor here.
Oh, Liftoff is going to go check down while Sirius is going up, so actually we'll end up finding Bash. I would expect Sirius to go back for that. Similarly, the way that Muffin went back for a double jump. So he's going to find it momentarily, unless he
It was
bails.
lower than this if
It
he
was
turns around
lower?
right now. Yeah, it was below the
Oh,
tree.
I thought
If
it
he
was in the
turns
keto
around right
groove.
now because of the relic call out, he could still miss it.
Oh my god. Interesting. He's
We'll
still
see when
checking.
that call out comes.
He's checking, but he's skipping. Yeah, he's just
Meanwhile,
going straight for the tree now.
Yeah, he's maybe he knows that there's checks that Sirius wasn't able to do. He wants to clean up. He's got the keystones. Meanwhile, Muffin though has found his second Sunstone shard in Forlorn. That's turning on the teleporter, and I believe that is a shard actually that Bizarre Adventures missed. It was right above the Forlorn teleporter, and because Bizarre Adventures found the relic coming up from the other side, I don't think they've got that Sunstone shard yet.
No, they don't. That could delay them pretty severely. If there's not a Sunstone Shard here in Misty, that is going to be a problem. We still do need the Misty Relic, but they are doing Misty without Bash. And Team Storytime is going to be doing Misty with Bash, which is all skills muscle memory right here. They're able to clear this so quickly. They're just going to be flying right through this. The only thing that's going to stop them is Grenade, but they do have Forlorn. They do have Glide to go check the hint on the Forlorn escape if it does come down to that. But yeah, we'll see. We've got to do the deepest in Misty so far. So bottom right of your screen is where we will keep the eyes for the Misty Relic, as this seed is fast approaching its close in what looks to be a pretty advantageous position for Team Storytime at the moment.
Yeah, we do have a Sunstone Shard in Misty as well, so luckily I think that Miss and Forlorn is not going to come back to bite us. The only grenade-locked relic at this point that we can have is this one in Misty that we're searching for right now. We've gotten through a good chunk of Misty already. Each pickup that we find that isn't the relic only makes it more likely, but there's still a lot of Misty left to do. And even then, there's the Gumon Seal, even if we can't get to that grenade pickup quite yet.
Yeah. A lot of Misty, but not a lot of pickups left. I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 3 before the grenade.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's 3 before the grenade. I forgot this one that did you say right
now. That's experience. It is not a level up, so he's got to manage his health here still.
Oh.
He had a full donut. Had 14 ability points, by the way. Just pointing that out in case he wanted to get Ultra Defense. And it's not the keystone.
Oh, 15% chance. Let's go.
It's a coin flip. We are at coin flip. All right, we can't find out until we see the Gumon Seal, so we're actually a decent chunk away yet from seeing whether or not it is on the Gumon Seal or not. We do have, thankfully, enough keystones for this, because that's also happened in randomizer
That would be an entertaining scenario.
Get all the way through Misty just to discover you don't have enough keystones.
I always just forget to look at how many keystones I have before Misty until I get up to this door. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Luckily, not a problem.
So here's one of the advantages that you're seeing on Sirius with a little bit of that spaghetti not having Bash to be able to get up to this experience pickup. He's got to do shenanigans with timing a dash and getting a double jump in there. Yeah, he does have triple jump, so he's fine.
He spent some of those 14 points he had.
It's not too hard, but yeah, like it made it more difficult. It cost him a death, right? Exactly. And that's the kind of thing that those small things can happen in a randomizer race that can lose you something. Right? And we saw in the last race, 8-second average difference. These teams are extremely closely matched. So I definitely advantage Team Storytime here. 100%.
I agree. Getting to the Gumon Seal also, this is the big moment here.
Is it? Parties of God! Give it to me! Give it to me!
Yes! All right, that means the Misty Relic is grenade locked. We are going to have to do the revisit. We're going to need to find Grenade, and Team Storytime has Glide to do the Forlorn escape. Bizarre Adventures does not.
Oh no. And they don't have Bash, so their revisit is actually going to take longer as well.
Oh man, that single room of Ginso might just be the deciding factor here.
Oh my god.
Do
Can you
beelining
believe
for
this?
Forlorn now. I don't think he
Yeah.
stepped on the teleporter. He's just running.
No, he's just gone. Muffin's already starting the escape. He knows exactly what he wants, and it's the hint. He doesn't want to waste any more time.
So at this point, I'm trying to think through what bizarre adventures might need to get back in this seed, right? Obviously, it's the rando, anything could happen. That grenade pickup is what we need. Do we just get lucky? Hope they can find it? I'm thinking, there's still a lot of sorrow that we haven't done. We found the grenade, you know, outside of that sorrow, and so we haven't actually gone in there proper. There's lots of checks we could make. We have Muffin finding the sorrow teleporter on the Forlorn.
That's all teleporters, by the way. All teleporter pickups. All of them. Whoa, what is this seed, dude?
Sirius is going for the escape though.
Oh yeah, you know what? He's good enough to do this for sure. It's a question of whether or not he has the ability cells. Yeah, all teleporters, 33 minutes world record. Thank you, Matter Monkey. Yep. Oh my god. So yeah, Sirius can do this, but he doesn't have a lot of ability cells, and I don't believe he has Ultra Defense either yet. That looks to be like triple jump. Yeah. So.
Grenade is in sorrow.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
This glide find might actually be
It
the
might
more
actually
important
be
play.
huge. Can you imagine that grenade is on the sunstone, so you can't grenade jump your way up to the
that
sunstone?
would be so rude.
And you would need like 700 damage boosts or glide. Oh.
All right, so with this knowledge, we get to see what order Muffin decides to clear Sorrow in. I imagine oh yes, building sense. I love it. He's going to be making his way into Sorrow from the bottom, seeing what he can find. Muffin, I presume, then going to be clearing it from top down, as Dedue is going to come in, clear it bottom up, eventually meet in the middle, hopefully find Grenade after not too long. We know it's hard required by the seed at this point for that Misty Relic, and Dedue, sensing the Gumon Seal Shard there, getting a bit baited, and is going to be making his way up to hopefully clear as much of Sorrow as quickly as he can as possible. I think this is a definite advantage for Team Storytime the more and more this progresses.
Yeah, there is a possibility for a little bit more skill parity here just because of the time that it's going to take Sirius to get through this escape. We might see Liftoff do a little bit more exploration while waiting for this. But he doesn't have to worry about it because he just rides the thorny platform up to the top, which gets you the trigger, which gets you the hint, and we know Grenade is in Sorrow, and he has the Sorrow TP because it was on the Forlorn escape.
Ori better than it is in my hometown.
Amazing.
All right, so we'll get to see Sirius now not having glide, not able to make quite as many easy checks in Sorrow as Muffin would have been able to. We might get to see some of these plays here that we can't see on Muffin's stream right now, but looking at his tracker, Muffin has not yet found Grenade either. So Dedue here making his way up into the left column. He's sensing something. He's gotten a lot of Gumon Seal bait with sense, but finds it in that left column. Muffin is not going to be far behind. That is going to be the last skill required to get all of our relics. That is now full knowledge of the seed for everyone, or not for everyone, for Team Storytime on where all of the relics are. That Misty Relic is the only one that Muffin doesn't have, and at that point it's just going to be a little bit of cleanup for some of the ones that the Dew skipped along the way.
Yeah, and so this is pretty much going to be coming down to no glide, because there's going to be a lot of checkups here, pickups that the Bizarre Adventures are going to have to check. they aren't going to have glide to be able to do it, which means they're
You
going to have
can
to do
get
more
to this, I think, with charge
damage
jump
boosting.
series.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do it. It's just that it takes you so much more
long,
time.
so much more time. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to do things like set up on these walls and do these dash cancels, and he skips
he
the
skips
actual
right
thing.
past it, of course.
He's gonna pick it on his way back down, but like just small things like that, right? To do floated into it, grabbed it, and boom, you could altar out. Whereas Sirius has to do this jump stall, drop back down, etc., etc. So all these small little time saves for Team Storytime, just on the sheer benefit of having that glide and bash, have given them what is at this point a pretty decided advantage and very probable victory here in Game 2, which would set us up for a Game 3, baby. Oh,
what we all wanted to see. I really do like that play from Sirius, though, going for that column first, kind of using your skills to get through those lasers and kind of do that area backwards, get to that higher density area first as opposed to going all the way down, checking some of the slower pickups. I don't think it's going to be enough to turn the tides in any regard here.
No.
I think that bash glide advantage is just too strong for Team Storytime. But regardless, I think a solid effort, really well played by Sirius.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Sirius, for those of you that don't know, he has done some of the most ridiculous plandos that this community has ever come up with. Spending quite literal, like, tens of hours on single seeds doing just incredibly stupid tricks. So he is very familiar with doing a bunch of damage boost strats and all of that. So, like, he doesn't have a problem doing this. It's just a matter of the time invested to be able to do it, right? Whereas Muffin and Dedue can just zoom through all of this. We've got 6/8 relics for both teams now. Dedue just got to go pick up the Grove Relic, a Grotto Relic, and then he's on his way to the final escape. And Muffin, I believe, just needs to
Only has
clear
Misty.
Yeah. And then he'll be on his way to finish out the seed as well.
I really, this has been some of the most entertaining pair of races we've seen this in a while. That first one being within 8 seconds, the second one coming down to just a couple random checks in Ginso that honestly, I feel like Bizarre Adventures only skipped because of that teleporter, because they came from the opposite directions and they had 3 keystones when they got to that door. It really just comes down to that sometimes.
Sometimes it does. We do have the 8/8 sync as Muffin and Dedue are basically just going to be heading off to the final escape now. Thank you, Jay Howell, and behind the scenes here for reminding me that the name Bizarre Adventures actually comes because they're the only 2 players who have finished Tuin's Ori's Bizarre Adventure Plando, which is absurd.
I'm surprised there are 2 people who have finished the Plando, to be honest.
That's my sentiment as well, yeah, but it's the 2 players on the left side of your screen. They're the ones that have done it.
Meanwhile, Storytime, both players in the escape at almost the exact same time. We've got plenty of charge. We've got plenty of skills. Wall jump is the only thing that's missing at this point. This is practically a foregone conclusion. This is a trivial final escape for runners with this skill.
They even have clean water, like.
Yeah, like, and even if we didn't, how much HP is that? Is that 10 on each of them?
Yeah, with Ultra Defense, by the way, so the only way they can die is by spawning Kuro and screwing up, which they aren't going to do. Grenade jump in for Dedue. He is through. That is going to be roughly a 41-ish, 4105 or so, and Muffin is going to be right behind him as well. So GG to Team Storytime. They are going to be tying this one up 1-1 as Sirius is just starting his final escape liftoff. Plenty of work left to do yet in Misty, as he's got to go and traverse his way all the way to the grenade pickup to be able to get that relic, but then he will be about to close out as well. He's got to grab one more after that. But yeah, Game 3, Jamal.
You love to see it. This is the best we could have asked for. This is just everything we wanted from this race. The only complaint that I have so far. There we go, Muffin with the hops. Who's the real victor here?
Right? Oh, he even turns back!
Oh my god!
Oh. BM.
Okay.
I love it. Oh, that's so good. So official race time of 41:06 for Dedue, 41:24 for Muffin, and they're going to tie it up And
That is actually the first race Team Bizarre Adventures has dropped this entire tournament.
which is wild.
And it brings us to Game 3 in the grand finals.
But I mean, if anybody's going to knock him down, like, no disrespect to all the other competitors in the tournament, but you would have expected, like, Team Storytime to take one off of them for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, this has been an absolute treat to commentate. We're going to continue just a little bit more cleanup here for Liftoff. He's got grenade jumps for Misty. And Jamal, this really comes down basically to the Bash Glide play, where Sirius only had the 3 keystones, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think they have either of those skills, let alone both of them. Everything just becomes so much easier. Sorrow becomes faster, Misty becomes faster, the Forlorn Escape becomes faster to find where Grenade is. Like all of those things just keep compounded onto each other. It's like we say, right? When you find a skill like Bash and the other team doesn't, you're just bleeding time. And this is a great example of why.
I would just like to point out for the record that Sirius, despite not having Bash or Glide, finished only a minute behind Dedu. That's just crazy. That's actually bona fide bananas. The wild gameplay. Liftoff, however, wants to apparently take a break. He's decided that he's just going to forfeit so that we can collectively gather ourselves, catch our breath,
regain, calm down before it comes down to a best of 1 for the whole tournament. And at this point, you just need to prepare after the roller coaster that has been going on today.
You need it, yep. And everybody's agreed, just for the record, that we are going to have a 15-minute break so that we can start right at the top of the hour. So if you want to go grab yourself some snacks, want to grab yourself some water, go take care of any business that you might have to take care of. You got 15 minutes to go ahead and do that, and then we will be back here for the grand finals of the doubles tournament, Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer. Jamal, happy to have you on Commissar. A pleasure to commentate with you as always.
It has been a joy.
Our referee for this match has been Luster. Our truckers have been Jay Hall and Cleanfill. Thank you very much for the behind-the-scenes work, folks. And Game 3, we've got Grease, our referee. Jay Hall's going to be stepping up from the truck to come on to commentary with Turtle Guy. And our truckers are going to be Infinite and Tukil. We will see you at the top of the hour.